Welcome to another episode of the Geo Show here on News Channel Nebraska and Columbus News Team NCN 48 or NCN 35 if you're up in Norfolk. We got a good show today. I'm Grant Otten. Later on in the show, the last segment, we're going to be talking to Devin Thomas. We'll have two little shorter segments here. Devin Thomas, former Columbus resident and CHS athlete, former teammate of mine as well. Now a wrestler. He's going to be returning for a big deal they got coming up later on next week, so stay tuned for, I think it'll be a really good interview. Good to catch up with him. He's a great personality. He's a great guy to talk to, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We also got Trivia of the Week, but first, we got Player to Watch. Now, I'm very excited about this week's Players to Watch. We did CHS basketball, and both of these players I've known since they were about knee-high. Kobe Ackerson and Dallas Oberg, both from CHS. And then, since they've been little, they've just turned into fantastic basketball players. Kobe Ackerson, we'll do him first. I've said this before, but Kobe is, in my opinion, the most improved basketball player across the whole city. Kobe has developed as a shooting, rebounding, and passing threat. And just to kind of put his transformation into perspective, as a junior at his skill level, if he would have made the normal elevation in skill from junior to senior year, kind of the average transformation most kids make from that junior to senior year, this year he would have just been an occasional role player off the bench. That normal transformation would have just seen him coming off the bench, and now he's a starter who averages 5.5 points a game and 3.4 rebounds, as well as chalking up some assists here and there, and he's just an aggressive defender as well. And Ackerson has gone from potential play time, when you look at what he was going to appear to have a senior year, to potential college athlete. Now, I don't know if he'll find a scholarship this late in the game, because basketball usually requires a strong junior season for you to earn a scholarship. But I can see Kobe having the ability, even if it's just a walk-on, and then earning a scholarship later. But if you talk about even as low as the level of CCC is, kind of that entry level into college sports, where you get 2 years and then try to propel on to another college, or 2 years and then move on to a different degree, or even an NAIA or D3, I think Kobe could find a niche somewhere. Depending on this offseason workout now, it might even mean resulting in walking on and earning a scholarship there. But the fact that he has gone from his junior year to just a bench guy to becoming this, who I think is a key player in this Columbus High offense, and a key contributor. He gets points at key times, and he just adds an element to that offense. And as one of the very few seniors, that it's just kind of hard to take. It was pretty intangible. So Kobe Ackerson, I can't say enough about the transformation and the work that he's put in over this past year to become the player that he is this year. So Kobe Ackerson is one of my players to watch. My other player to watch, Dallas Oberg. Dallas Oberg is one of, if not the most athletic kid in the current senior class out of the three Columbus schools. And I think that says a lot, because we have some very solid athletes all over the class now. Oberg has been out with a hand injury following a lifting accident, but is expected to return as early as a Friday game against Hastings that is coming up. Now, you may be listening to this after Friday, so by then you will probably know, but Oberg, before his injury, averaging 13.9 points per game in addition to a total of 37 rebounds. So as soon as he steps into the court, you're looking at a boost both defensively and offensively. Oberg hasn't yet signed to play college anywhere, but I guarantee he will find somewhere to call home. And depending on the level and sport, he may not get money his first year, but he will down the line. Now, I'm talking about that. I think football, you look as even high as the D2 level, I think he could get some money going into playing college athletics. You switch over to basketball. I don't know that he would make it up quite that high. I think his tape football-wise and his stuff that he's shown might be able to get him entry into a D2 school, and I think he could very well compete at a D2 school and at that D2 level. So only time will tell what happens with him, but he is just an extremely talented kid, very athletic, and has just dealt with a ton of injury over the senior season so far, but he's very excited to get back after. I caught up with both the boys after practice, and they're just looking forward here to just kind of finish the season in this last stretch. And we'll take a listen to those two shots right now from Dallas Oberg and Kobe Ackerson, this week's Players to Watch.
I didn't get to play enough, so this summer I really took it seriously. I was in the gym 3 to 4 hours a day. I was lifting, working out with my brother every day. if I'm not feeling it, I try to help out my teammates with assists and rebounds and everything else I can do.
It was pretty bad. I thought I was out the whole season, and so then I went to the doctor and he said I could play, so that really boosted my confidence and made me get in the gym more and work on it. Just ready for districts. I think we can go to state this year, so it's really exciting.
Now we are going to take a short break right here, but Savannah Robertson, I got to get this out here. Savannah Robertson, Wednesday morning, signed to play softball at Northeast Community College. Savannah Robertson may be one of the most talented softball players to come through SCOTUS. She's just all over the record books. Now, she doesn't always have the top records, but in the top 10 for a lot of offensive records. She was an extremely exciting player. Coach Braun said she was a mainstay for the reason why they were successful this season, as were as successful as they were this last season. Sophie Lang and Mariah Watchman as well. Watchhorn, excuse me. Not Watchman. I just got done watching the movie last night, so it's stuck in my head. Mariah Watchhorn. They're going to play with Jack Gutierrez over at CCC. They signed last week, I believe it was, but both very talented softball players as well. And CHS has signed quite a few already. Quite a few of their players are going off to compete either in softball or track, but quite a bit of seniors from that softball team are going on to play collegiate at some form in the next level. So I think that says something to the talent and roster that Coach Braun helped develop up through that senior year. So good luck to those girls as they move on. We're going to check out the trivia question of the week real quick, and then we'll be back with more of the Geo Show here on News Channel Nebraska Columbus News Team. I'm Grant Otten.
Central Community College, investing in you. Academic transfer, business, health, and technical courses all available at a fraction of the cost of a university. Small class sizes for an enhanced educational experience. Get started on improving your future. Contact Central Community College Columbus campus.
State Farm agent Annette Alt can help you find the right level of auto coverage. Call today at 402-564-8581.
Home Real Estate is an all-star team of realtors who are ready to work for you. We work tirelessly to sell your home or find the right home to suit your needs. I am Home Real Estate's broker, Don Dreesen, and I have 40 years of experience. I know Columbus, Home Real Estate, serving Columbus and the surrounding areas.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
Ever wonder where those mysterious spots and stains come from? Call your local Heaven's Best carpet and upholstery cleaning technician. You can enjoy life, and we'll clean it up.
Heaven's Best Carpet Cleaning, the cleanest carpet you'll ever see.
Heaven's Best. You've tried the rest, now try the best. Call George at 402-564-9060 or on the web at columbusne.heavensbest.com.
Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it. And Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
In Columbus, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Annette Alt for your insurance and financial needs.
And welcome back to the Geo Show here on Columbus News Team, News Channel Nebraska 48. I'm Grant Otten. Coming up after this next segment, we got Devin Thomas, independent wrestler, coming back to Columbus for the MWA's wrestling meet at Ag Park to support Team Jack. It's going to be a great event. We'll get some more details from him and get a chance to just kind of catch up with him and see how he's doing after the break. I wanted to get into a little bit more of Columbus High basketball. Now that we're coming to a close here, it's the season season's getting down to the wire. It's the Jimmy Moats era, and so far, I think it started off pretty good. Okay, you look at 5-11 right now, which if you look at most of the teams, you look at 5 wins. That's pretty on point with where a lot of teams have been at from Columbus, even back to when I was playing and through the Huebner area and even back into the Hop era. Now, looking at some of those wins, Elkhorn 13 points, Seward 10 points, Lexington 2 points, Blair 13 points, Omaha Northwest 11 points. That's their 5 wins there. Now, pretty solid. Now, the Lexington one back in that conference play was a 2-point win. That was a hard-fought battle, but they were able to come out on top. And then I want to look at some of those close losses as well, and I'll talk about a little bit more about these here in a sec. GI Northwest 5-point loss, Scotts Bluff 9-point loss, 79-70. Over 25 threes made in that game. I believe it was just around that, right around there. McCook a 6-point loss, Aurora a 6-point loss. All top teams. Bennington a 7-point loss. Close losses to a lot of top teams. Now, they did just come off a loss to Grand Island, 71-56 on Tuesday. So they're going to need to turn things around as they kind of finish out this season here and go to that remaining schedule. They got Hastings on Friday, which, like I said earlier, Oberg might be back for. And if he is, that could really give them a big boost going into this last stretch. They're going to face Papiola Vista South, Papiola Vista, Ralston, Pius, and Kearney. That's their final stretch before they hit districts. Now, what is interesting when you look at this district play is that Columbus High has a very real chance to make it to the state playoffs. If that's something you would have asked, something you would have been hopeful about at the end of the year, but if you looked at the preseason report, their schedule, and even halfway through the year, I thought, are they going to make it to state? I would have said there's a chance, but I wouldn't have been as optimistic as maybe I am now about them having that potential. Now, the teams they have in their district, Beatrice 14-2, who they lost to the very first game in the year, 14 points. Crete 11-4, Schuyler, who is 2-13, Seward, who is 6-8, and York, who is 9-5. Now, what makes this interesting, Crete is a very good team as well. Like I said, 11-4, and York is 9-5. Now, Columbus has beat Seward by 10 points. Seward has beat York 50-48. York beat Crete 50-32, and Crete beat Beatrice in 3 overtimes, 64-63. Now, what that says to me is that this is an extremely tight district, but that means it's winnable. Okay, so they lost to a team like Beatrice early on. I think they've developed more. I think Beatrice has developed a little more as well. But you look at these games and you go, and at least makes it so that the games are winnable. And the team's very optimistic about that. Now, if they can come in, just hearing the team talk, they were talking about wanting to get a 3 seed. They get a 3 seed, most likely they'll be facing Schuyler. If they're facing Schuyler, that'll really propel them into kind of an optimistic look into that bracket to where they could have their most likely chance to run through and get a playoff berth into the state playoffs. So I think the weird question you got to look back now with the return of Dallas Oberg, and for them to be successful against a team like Beatrice or Crete or York, if they run into one of them, which are all winnable games, is Dallas Oberg's injury what is going to propel this team to state? Now, that's a weird question, but when Dallas Oberg went out, Griner now has had multiple 30-point games and has visually elevated his game following that Oberg injury. Now you have 3 players who are offensive scoring threats anytime they touch the basketball. Michael Cook, Dallas Oberg, and Mitchell Griner. My guess is Oberg will come back as strong as he was before his injury regarding his impact in the game. His conditioning obviously might be down a little bit, but that's something we'll just have to wait and find out. You got to imagine anytime somebody gets injured, the conditioning level drops a little bit, but these guys are in high enough level of condition that I can't see it having impact on his play too much. It might take him a little bit in that first game if he goes against Hastings to get back into things, and that'd be a great game for him to get back into. But his skills and abilities, both offensively and defensively, like I said earlier, are immediate help and add an immediate boost to this team. Now, if Griner can sustain those 30-point-like performances, even if it's against a better team and maybe he's dropping 20 points, he went from I can't remember what he was averaging before Oberg got hurt, but he's having these 30-point games, and now he's averaging 15. So the fact that you can look at that number says he's elevated his game to a level that they've needed it at so that they've been able to win some games. Michael Cook's a great talent. He's been one of the main guys at the beginning of the year. You talked to Moats at the beginning of the year, and Cook's one of the main guys they're relying on to be productive for them. Mitchell Griner was that surprise guy that we knew, at least I knew, was a good shooter beforehand. I knew he was a good basketball talent, but we just didn't know if he was going to be able to bring that out junior year or if it was going to take to senior year for every would. But he has absolutely surprised everybody, and I don't know if he surprised everybody, but he's done a great job to start with that Blair game when he dropped above 30, and he's just been an impressive player. So now if he can sustain that, he needs to carry that over to when Oberg's back, keep his production up, allow Oberg to assist him, take some pressure off him, and be a high scorer as well. Maybe elevate Oberg up a little bit even more to that 20-point range. And then Michael Cook, that just gives three guys spread out. Michael Cook can play a little lower, and it's just going to be a fun duo to watch. So I'm really excited to see Oberg come back. I think that's a huge piece for them, and it'll be interesting to see where they go from there. We'll be right back after this with Devin Thomas, and we're doing a little check on the weather over the air right there. Doing a test. Weather right after this, or Devin Thomas right after this, MWA. They're coming to Columbus next week. We'll catch up with him and see what's going on there. It's Columbus News Team, News Channel Nebraska, the GO Show. I'm Grant Otten.
Central Community College, investing in you. Academic transfer, business, health, and technical courses all available at a fraction of the cost of a university. Small class sizes for an enhanced educational experience. Get started on improving your future. Contact Central Community College Columbus campus.
State Farm agent Annette Alt can help you find the right level of auto coverage. Call today at 402-564-8581.
Home Real Estate is an all-star team of realtors who are ready to work for you. We work tirelessly to sell your home or find the right home to suit your needs. I am Home Real Estate's broker, Don Dreesen, and I have 40 years of experience. I know Columbus. Home Real Estate, serving Columbus and the surrounding areas.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
Ever wonder where those mysterious spots and stains come from? Call your local Heaven's Best carpet and upholstery cleaning technician. You can enjoy life, and we'll clean it up.
Heaven's Best Carpet Cleaning, the cleanest carpet you'll ever see.
Heaven's Best. You've tried the rest, now try the best. Call George at 402-564-9060 or on the web at columbusne.heavensbest.com.
Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it, and Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
In Columbus, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Annette Alt for your insurance and financial needs.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices. Welcome back to the GO Show here on News Channel Nebraska Columbus News Team. I'm Grant Otten, and coming on now is a guest I'm pretty excited about, actually really excited about. It's a guy I used to go to high school with and a former football teammate, and is now beating guys up in the ring. Devin Thomas. Devin, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man.
What you been up to lately?
Oh, well, anything and everything. Been working down in Lincoln as my day job. So been working down here, went to college and doing all that stuff. And now every weekend I'm traveling the roads, ranging, just racking up miles, going from city to city.
Well, you guys are, and part of the reason we get to do this interview, I guess, well-timed, because you guys are coming to Columbus here pretty soon. But before we get to that event specifically, I just want to get into some other stuff, too. And I'm curious, for you, the transformation now, I've known you since high school and going through college and everything, and you slowly kind of got into this wrestling deal, and now it's something you do all the time. You're very passionate about. Can you tell me about how this process of you becoming a wrestler, going from just a college kid and an athlete to becoming a wrestler like this, what the process was like for you?
Well, it pretty much started when I was just a kid. My first memory was of professional wrestling and seeing like Hulk Hogan going crazy, cutting a promo. And it's just been with me throughout my entire life. So even though I never really was outwardly about it, it's always been a part of me. And so when I graduated high school, like the options were to either go for it or, do the smart thing and start getting college, education. And thankfully I did do the college education, but at the same time I was looking for any wrestling schools around the area and, where I might have to go to, because essentially I didn't know there was any wrestling in or near Nebraska at all. So I ended up going to college, and then about 2 years in, I found the company that will actually be at Ag Park next Saturday, NWA. They were running a school out of Omaha. So, 3 nights a week during this, I believe it was like my junior year of college, I was able to drive out to Omaha from Lincoln and essentially just train and become a wrestler. And, a few months later, I was in the ring, and I've been going ever since.
You talk about your wrestling school, and that's something I'm sure a lot of people, too, don't know all the behind-the-scenes stuff when it comes to wrestling like this and what it takes to kind of get into the industry. Was the schooling part pretty intensive when you were first getting started?
Personally, yes, because I was the only student.
So you got the extra focused attention.
Yeah, but that also meant that I was the only one doing the work for 2.5 hours in each training session. So yeah, it was very much a crash course, and thankfully I was the only one. So I feel like that helped to trim down the time it would have taken me to learn some other things. But people, as much as people know about wrestling today, it's still incredibly hard to do, and it's still very time intensive to learn and how to do it properly. So everything from landing and running the ropes to just even doing a somersault on the ring. It's not a mattress. It's hardwood. There's a little bit of mat, but there's not much else stopping you from falling. So.
Well, and I think that kind of leads to my next question too. And I know you like you said, you got the day-to-day job, you got the college degree. So wrestling, obviously, especially unless you get up into the real high levels, it's kind of hard to make that your lone source of income. So what's your kind of daily schedule with trying to keep up in shape to perform and go out and do these shows every weekend on top of working a regular job?
Day usually starts around, if I'm really good, it'll start around 5 o'clock, and I'll get up and I'll work out, try and do some cardio or just some kind of conditioning. And then from 8 to 5, I'm working, and after that, I can go and work out again or, just do the daily stuff. Because, and then any free time that I have is spent usually kind of watching some some form of wrestling, whether it be like Japan or, you know, WWE wrestling, anything from Mexico. Like, it's really hard to explain, but like you kind of just become obsessed with it because you're always trying to find new ways to get better, trying to find something that no one else is doing and making it your own. So you actually do stand out. So you can go to the big leagues and, you know, quit the day job and make money off this, you know, do this for a living.
Yeah.
So it consumes you.
Yeah, no, I can imagine, and that's one of the I think the beautiful things about wrestling, and why I can definitely see why you got into it, because you have that personality factor that you need to develop that makes. It's essentially half the battle, you know, having that personality that grabs people's attention, and on top of it, you got to keep the body in shape and stay in tune physically. So the combination of those two things is impressive to me that somebody can do that. And as it kind of, you've always been funny, you've always been great at cracking jokes and stuff like that. Has this even brought you out of your shell, I suppose, even more, that now that you have to kind of do the video work and all the stuff on camera and then on stage as well?
A bit yes and a bit no. I feel like for the last few years I really have not had much character, and I'll gladly admit that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys come in like with a gimmick to help them, get to the fans so they can either get cheered or they get booed. And I think I've been cheating the system because I usually just come out and I'm just kind of myself. And so, like, in terms of, like, being broader than who I am, I'm just, if I'm supposed to be, and I'm pulling back the curtain here, if I'm supposed to be a bad guy, I'll just insult people and maybe be just a little childish with my insults.
Yeah.
And then I always get muffins. If I'm a good guy, you know, it's easy just to go slap some hands and smile. So
yeah.
But you know, it is a good way just to like find out more about yourself. I feel like I'm a usually, you know, quiet guy, and once I step out of the curtain and I go see the audience, I do become something else. You know, even if it is still me, it's, you know, the old adage is you just turn up who you are and turn it up to 11, and that's pretty much who you want to be in wrestling. So, you know, that's what I feel like. And whether it's me changing into a different character down the line, I don't know. But for now, I feel like it's helped me out and, you know, made me become more of myself.
Well, and people get a chance to kind of check out the character or lack of character, I guess, coming up here. When you guys come back to Columbus, let's talk a little bit about the event. What's going on with the event? And, I mean, are you excited to kind of come back to the old stomping grounds and perform?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely excited. I mean, this is a homecoming in two ways. You know, I've spent 18 years in Columbus, and this is also where I began my wrestling journey. So it's kind of nice that they were able to meet each other in the middle, and I finally get a chance to perform in front of a hometown crowd. So, yeah, the event's taking place at Ag Park February 6th, next Saturday. Doors open at 6 for a meet and greet, and then the show starts at 7. And, you know, we got a great bunch of guys who are coming down. I mean, Red Wing is probably one of the next breakout stars of the independent scene. Like, I've had a few matches with him, and every time we've done it, it's been amazing. I've known Alex Gradsky for years. He was one of my first guys that I've looked up to in MWA. He's going to be wrestling there. Alan Shepard, who's been all over the U.S. wrestling. Brian Blade, the champion of MWA. I mean, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So if you want to go check this out, $12 front row VIP meet and greet access, $10 general admission, $5 general admission for kids. You can get tickets at Rexius Nutrition or go to www.tickethookups.com/MWA Columbus. Supporting Team Jack. It's a great cause. They're going to have an after party at the Maximus. Devin, can't wait to come check it out. Thanks for joining me here for a little bit. It's always good to catch up.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on.
All right, that was Devin Thomas, and we got to get going here. We got to go back to some more ads because that's how I get to do my job. So we're going to go to some ads here. News Channel Nebraska Columbus News Team. This is another episode of the GO Show. I'm Grant Otten. Devin Thomas, my special guest joining us today. We'll be back next week, so we'll see you next time.